Out from Jasper Smart City, Isheri.
Hello, could I afford? Pardon me.
Bim.
How you there? I see, I have something to tell you, but until I see you, sha. I'm in Ibadan.
You are in Ibadan. I'm also in Ibadan. Where are you exactly?
Hello, could I afford? Pardon me.
Bim.
How you there? I see, I have something to tell you, but until I see you, sha. I'm in Ibadan.
You are in Ibadan. I'm also in Ibadan. Where are you exactly?
I'm currently at Berlin golf course here in Ibadan here.
That's where I am also now.
You're joking? You're still in Ibadan? Pardon me, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Pardon me. It's a lie!
I see. So you came here too?
Yeah!
Wonderful. Let's go.
Let's go. Hi, my name is Bimbo Oshe. I'm right now at Berlin golf course in Ibadan. And when I said that, it simply means that it is very close to Dominion over there, and also Ibadan toll gate is a place you can also invest on. You can invest your money here and you will not regret it. To all investors, I tell you, this is the right channel, this is the right place, because what you do not wait to buy land, you buy land and wait.
Yes, for the wise investors, all you need to do is just to key into this opportunity. Why not buy land now? And in the nearest future, you become a millionaire. Think of buying 6 plots. Maybe in the next 2 years, you sell 3 plots and use the money to develop the 3 plots left. So come to the real golf course and buy land today. My name is Kunle Afford. Don't dull it.
For today's offer for an outright payment, it's going for 12.95 million naira per plot, 16.45 million naira for the installment payment, and 9.45 million naira per plot for the mini estate.
Welcome to Jasper Smart City Isheri, a place where tranquility meets the vibrancy of urban living. We are excited to share that we've recently completed plot allocations and inspections. And there's so much more in the works. Our development progress includes the installation of a modern security gate, a robust drainage system, perimeter fencing, and several other key infrastructure upgrades to ensure a comfortable and sustainable living environment for all our residents. We were also honored by the presence of Chief Kola Olotu, who joined us to witness the remarkable strides we've made in creating this thriving community.
Àwọn nǹkan tí mo rí tí ó dùn mọ́ mi nínú jù fúngbà tá a ti ń wá bí ni pé a ti gbọ́ pírọ́blẹ́mù pé wọ́n rí signboard wọ́n wú kúrò ńbẹ̀ tàbí àwọn ọmọ onílẹ̀ àbí wàhálà kankan. Ẹ rí i pé tí ẹ bá wà ní environment tó rí báyìí, lẹ́yìn kọ́lọ́pàá gbébọn dání káwọn security máa lọ ká máa bọ̀, ó yẹ ká ẹ mọ̀ pé ibi tó fọkàn balẹ̀ níbi tá a wá yìí.
In addition to these exciting updates, we are running a limited-time Ramadan sales promo, offering exclusive discounts on plots. But don't wait too long. This offer is only valid until April 4th. With limited plots available, now is the perfect time to invest in your future and secure your spot in Jasper Smart City Isheri. Don't miss this incredible opportunity. Act now before it's gone.
When we buy this land, the value is 50 million, and we bought it for 50 million per plot. So we key in into this promo because we've saved 35 million naira on each plot. So we bought an acre. So that is I'll be making like 300 million in a few years, hopefully.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, hello everyone. Good morning to us all. Hello. All right, it's a new day, it's a fresh day. Hope you're all shaking and baking.
Might not happen almost immediately, but I can assure you that they are put that aside. Again, because I'm also a real estate developer, it will not be, I will not be if I come here today and I train you on digital market. I was also trained on digital market and both them on video market. But again, there's something I think you guys all need to know as regards product knowledge, because I believe when you are into sales and marketing, you will find it very hard. You know, or marketing will be different for you don't know anything about that product. So I'm going to use 20 minutes of your time, especially those in business land and those in business owned. Again, for those that are in the other subsidiaries, can also learn something. It is important that I say this so that you don't get some misconception about what you are selling. For some of you in the group, there have been some arguments between myself and some of your legal representatives. I'm not going to really touch more on that, but I'm going to touch more on land title as it relates to Nigeria, so that you can know. Again, I'm only a real estate developer. I'm not a property lawyer. But I tell everybody that comes my way that when it comes to real estate in Lagos, or when it comes to real estate in Nigeria, there are some things that I know that some property lawyers 15 or 20 years ago, I don't know. The reason is because they operate with the theory they have in their head. But when it comes to practical aspects, the practicability of what we do in this country is different. Do you understand? It is only in Lagos that Mr. Olufade can have a COO for this property, and Benjamin will have COO for that same property. One of who be wrong, I will just stop people to send me few documents. So if your book is telling you that it's not possible, in Lagos, Nigeria, everything is possible. So, so nobody needs to tell me that this is how it's being done in the world. You go to court, 3 people with legitimate documents, legitimate title, fighting on a particular property. So when people tell you that it shouldn't happen, practicability in the system that will operate in Lagos or in Nigeria, right? It is also only in Lagos that I will sell a property to you in normal Lagos, and I will give you a document to that property. I will give you a title, and you take that title to allow staff for chatting, and they will tell you this title is actually legit, genuine. However, the property is alleged to be wrong. It's in this Lagos. So when lawyers tell me this, I tell them that I've been in this industry 20 years. And I know what is okay. Even when we go to court, the judges will admit that the system we find ourselves. So if the judges can say that we are operating a system that we can't 100% say this is what it is, right? Before we go into today's training, for those in land, this old, I will just do a simple analysis for you to have it at the back of your mind. And for everything that I have told you, what does require override to say? Perfect, right? That act anymore. There are several types when it comes to land. And again, I will base my explanation today in Lagos. Originally, before 1979, before Obasanjo came into power, it was our forefathers that had all this land, right? Our great grandfather just had the land. And how do they know that this is their own? You plant one tree here, plant another tree there, use some barricade and say this is for this family. After that, this is another family. There were no issues. Am I correct? But when Obasanjo came, started with one land use act and said all land belongs to government. You guys have been giving that space. All land belongs to government. You mean all the land back to government. However, for families that want to have access to their own land, they will now have to write to the
our office is writing this for technology and time by year.
Yes, that's right. So they will now, the families will now write to the government and say, okay, they should please excise a particular portion for us. And the reason the government is also saying all land belongs to us is because as families that own this land, you won't think about leaving 5 acres to do all for the public, would you? You won't think about doing school. You won't think about doing airport. It's the duty of the government to provide those infrastructure. So if government does not own land, how would they do all these things? That was part of the reason they enacted that law, right? So the process is now that if as a family, let's assume myself, him, and him, we own 100 acres. They will write to the government that they should please, whatever land that they have acquired from other families, they should excise this 100 acres for us. Let's call it our own. That is when we say we are fighting for excision. If you Google the meaning of excision, it means you want to excise a part from a whole. Are we together? So if we write to government and say excise 100 acres for us, government might come back and say no. We want to excise 50 acres for you. The moment that is done, you see, for those that want your documentation, when you go to a house and say land review, when I say house, I mean land review, and you say they should excite you, you are filing for excision. They give you a file where they put all your files, and they give you a excision number. Just like if you go to law people, they give you a card, and you have to card number. Am I correct? When they give you that excision number, it takes a longer process. Now, that will also include the coordinate of the fact they are excising for. When we talk about coordinates as per land, it means the identity of that land. No one land, we have two coordinates, and no two lands, we have the same coordinates. Just like our country, right? At the end of their bureaucracy at land review, when they are done and they say, okay, we are excising this portion, 50 acres, for Onipade family. So it belongs to, let's say, the 4 of us, right? At that point, they are giving you a decision. However, because of the system we run in Lagos, there's no record. That one that they excise for you, another government can come tomorrow to excise the same thing to another family. It's the system that we run. Then again, the particular government came to power and said, now there should be a record where all the properties, all the land that have been excised should be recorded. Again, before doing that, they publish it. Publishing it because there might be some disgruntled elements in the family that is not even aware that the 4 of us are trying to excise that thing from the government. So they publish it, and while they are doing that, the middle government does that. If they are some disgruntled members of the family, they should see it and quickly alert government that no, don't go and excise for the wrong person. that competition might be maybe 2 months or 3 months. When there are no concessions, then they record it to the record it to the record. That's when you say the property has cases. Right? Now you can stop at that. That's also a cycle. Are we together? However, because you have these cases, does not mean government cannot come. When they want to come, they come and there is nothing that you can do. Right? However, people will now say, we want to again take a step forward so that if government comes, we can be compensated. Then they'll say they want to process CO2, certificate of occupancy. Now let's get it straight. Again, I'm not a lawyer. When you have a property that is CO2, please don't say you are a landlord, you are a tenant. I'm going to be as raw and as really as possible. This place doesn't belong to the entire building. You rented it, right? For how many years? 1 year. What your CO4 means that you have rented that particular property from the government for 99 years. After 99 years, the property naturally reverts back to the government. Then you will apply again. That's the process in the law. Right? And that is why, again, as a property person, I tell people all the time, when you are selling land for a client, and the person you are selling the land to, maybe you are buying the land for the thing, the property has CO2, I know, that's it. How many years is the remaining of the CO2 for the 99 years? Maybe it's not that year that you are selling it. So, look at the due diligence that you need to do as a realtor. That buying a land with CO2 is one thing. What is left from that 99? The other people that the things that you use to advise your client. Am I correct? Now, when you now file for the CO2, government bureaucracy, whatever, it comes out, they give you that 99 years. Right? What it means is that if government wants to reclaim that land in the future, government will compensate you. Am I correct? Now the question is, are government indemnified you? Yes or no? Yes. Because if they take it, they will give you. However, what they will give you is something. Their own rate and the rate that you bought or the current rate you don't know. But the law says that they will give you. Now, please note, if government can come, despite you have the CO2, does it mean that title is the best title? No. Does it mean it's the highest title? They are getting somewhere. Now, for the mere fact that the only party line is that 4 or 1, they are gotten CO2 on a particular land, right? He has a copy, I have a copy. Everybody has a copy, right? This man, what's your name? Mr. Victor. Just let it one because you can pick that same CO2 and go and use it to sell for land. You see it happen in this relationship all the time. Now you have CO2, I have the same CO2 on the same property. At that point, who do we approach? We approach the court, right? Most times it's basically I thought maybe it's a boyfriend that our husband, you know, want to go back to boyfriend. Now, by the time we now find ourselves in court, judge does not even know the owner of the land. Right? I will talk my own story. She will talk her own story. We will not start calling witnesses here and there. At the end of the day, the judge gives a verdict. If the judge gives a verdict, either I court, I might decide I'm not pleased with that verdict. I want to appeal the verdict. I go to appeal court. I might decide even that the appeal courts are not satisfied. At that point, the highest court in Nigeria is what? The Supreme Court. So if this same matter goes to Supreme Court, then we get a verdict, we get a judgment, and Supreme Court says the bona fide owner of that land. Please, I want you to look at the analysis. Between me and you, the owner of that land, However, in court, I'm saying it boldly here now. The only person that we are deceiving is the judge. Because the judge is looking at facts. Back to the account. That import judgment now goes in the collaborative table. Inside of that, but he had a court document saying that this land belongs to us. Now, between our own fee of hope that we have and our own court judgment, which is that? What happened to our fee of hope? That's what we call all our fault. And again, there's a caveat to that court judgment, Supreme Court judgment. That is why when there is a ruling in the Supreme Court, there is nothing you can now do. That's why all of us, because we were saying no evidence or whatever. The moment a ruling that so it is important to know that when you have court judgment on a particular property, though it's not common, you can have a court judgment if there are not, issues. But once you have a court judgment, it supersedes a fee of hope. That's the truth. And ideally, in a system that works, once you have a court judgment, the government cannot be near you, should not near you, because there is a judgment already. So nobody will tell me that the ISP or hope, the IS title, fee of hope. I won't buy that. What is context? Why?
Thank you very much for the so I want to ask, from what you have just said now, I think that you can only get compensation if your land can pass by the government, you have to show it.
Absolutely, yes. Yes. Okay.
What about the constitutional right to own land and the conservation right? So the constitutional right, by particular section 42 and 43 of the Constitution, that it provides that every Nigerian has a right to own real property in Nigeria. And here it is apart by the government and entitled to compensation. That was even before the land was acted.
That was before the land was acted, right? Before. When the land was acted, that 1978 or 1979, what did that mean?
Well,
hold on. That 1978, 1979 land was acted. What did you say? Wait, my darling.
It says that all land belongs to the government only needs to for the people.
For the people. No, it continues now.
And they can't remember. No,
something forward. So all the trust for the people in what? Now, again, I will repeat. I am not a lawyer. Right? Hold on, let me say it to you. You guys all know Jubilee Estate. Jubilee Estate is like monastery road at Shomotelo. That's Shomotelo, the Warambo. Right? That road, that road is monastery road. Jubilee Estate. That property belongs to Ajaya Apata. Ajaya Apata is quite, now. Property, and anybody that knows Ajaya Apata, all that documents, everything, and they sold to people. And for them, they go to the floor. There were lots of that time. I'm telling you, for 7 years ago. And for them, they go to the floor, and there were lots of issues because they are told here and there. On one of the days that case was being held in court, I was in court.
I was hearing what I would say. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Then, when government acquired this one, that family, they started doing EBDM. And they were selling 500 square meters for, I think then selling for 20 million. So the government lawyer stood up and was quoting this law. That was when I knew the full meaning of what that law stipulates. Then that lawyer was telling the judge that my lord, just like you have said, in the Constitution, section 3 or subsection or something, it says that all land belongs to the government, then it stops. Then the lawyer for that said, objection, my lord. Because there's objection to the lawyer. He now helped that man to complete the deed that all land belongs to the government. So hold control for public use. Public use like what? Hospitals, right? Schools, airports, mortuaries, several other things. The judge that says, go on, then that lawyer now pays government lawyer. Okay, all these public use that we have mentioned, which one is your government using it for? Instead, you are selling it for people. Can you get the correlation? Like I said before in 1978 and 1979, this land does not belong to our forefathers. They were the ones that came and said, all land belongs to government. So what is trust for people? We all go to the airport. We say the airport belongs to the government. But government that we're not the first settlers of that place. It belongs to concerning members of, the public. My barrister lawyer, go on. What is the question?
What I wanted to say is not, it's still in support of what you said earlier. You remember when you mentioned these families, all of them have the same title. It is in the process of trying to establish, it is only that the issue of going to court only arises when there is conflict. In an ordinary circumstance, they try to belong to one person. Diligence has been done. Only one of these families have that title. It is when about 4 or 5 set of people now came up with the same title, maybe because of error or omission or something. That's why you have to put it for interpretation.
Can we overrule that in our system?
No, hold on.
So can we overrule that scenario in our system?
I'm not finished what I'm trying to say.
That's what you have to put. Yes,
There is conflict. So that is why they go to court, and at the end of the day, the court will look at all the facts before them. And on the basis of that, the judge does not bring in any external. He puts all the facts on the table. And on the basis of that, he assigns. So at the end of the day, this year of court is still a valid title. The court only comes in when there is conflict. Make sure that these people don't start fighting themselves and killing themselves. So what you have said is correct. What you have said is also correct. Do you understand? I have to do that. Well, I have to caveat what you have done. Yes, it's a caveat. When you put a limit in, there's always an exception. So what I'm trying to say is, but do you understand what I've said?
I will ask what you have said. Right? I will again get my example from that analysis. Because we are one family and we have one family, there are several cases in court. It's unfortunate that I'm on speaker or that you guys are speaking English. I will tell you, if you can pause what I'm saying, I can tell you categorically that there are issues in this. There are issues in this level. 2 different COOs, 1 command. But I'm not even going to go there. But for what we are talking about now, if the judge is examining the fact, he said, say myself, by the time the judge will give his or her, I'm not the judge, but I can tentatively tell you that the ruling will be, this is my judgment. The real owner of the land, wait, the real owner of the land is A or B. The judge will not tell you that this is the C of O that is or this is the C of O that is right. The judge will tell you that based on the fact that it's been laid on his or her table, he can tell you that the real owner of the land is so. Let me.
Okay, I just want to portray your point. I actually have a practical example where I was born, I grew up. There's been a litigation for over 32 years. My dad passed on. And I mean, the other party has three or more. We have three or more on our own family. I mean, we've been on litigation for about 32 years. Just last year, a children was not given in my favor that it belongs to me. And both parties have three or more. But again, interestingly, another end down bring up again. The family of, I guess maybe the guy was just something on documents and he felt that the great grandparents had some land somewhere. And he now took that thing from to land grabber at Alausa. And those ones invited me. And I presented the judgment from the court there. So, I mean, though it's still back and forth. And so, I mean, it's just like, as it stands right now, I mean, from the judgment of the court, I own the case. Because we've got to a few levels.
God bless you. Sit down. Let me just grab this up. So this is not our training. I don't think it's going to by design. I want to ask just a question. The lawyers on the house. If I have to see of it, and he has to see of it, and we go to court, who is supposed to come to the court and say, no, this is the right thing?
The government decision.
That is that. I want those lawyers on the court to tell me that ever witnessed any case of court where somebody from land will come and check that and say, tell me. So when I talk about practicability, please. So I want to go ahead. Hold on. Please go ahead.
I don't want to stop. But in scenario, right? We believe that every land on the earth, right? Usually government.
Caveat to that 1.5 kilometer highway corridor. I have to tell you that. So when you want to buy, it is your duty as a surveyor. Once they show you the land, put your instrument. Once it falls within that 1.5, don't hear it. That's standard for the law. So go and check it.
All right.
So that is standard.
So I bought a lot from that. From okay. Right? Well, I'm to buy, the government. And the process is, after that, what is going on? Do your application. Now, I already now bought from government, island. Now, you need to go to money there. Right? Then you come out of there, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Okay, why you? I want my shop to party to that way. How do I get my money?
It was you that did your home. What I was doing your bed. At least, you want to hear me. You don't want to hear me very well. I wasn't born to touch you. Whether you could have touched you 4 years ago.
You sure you don't want to see?
No. I just want to do it. I put them to remove the chair. I don't change the chair. The issue that led to the breakage of my leg. Doesn't matter. Do you understand? Just go on Google. That's my cousin, my brother. Just go on Google. Put either I think it's over there. You see my face. And you see the people that are running it as far as issue. The trusting power over you. But it will interest you to know that on this issue, even the man himself, right? Said the government that gave him property. Okay, government that gave him property, let them come talk to us and say they gave him property. When we got to Abuja person wrote the letter.
land use, that they should confirm the authenticity of it and to confirm who is using it. The component that says, on this police matter, I have never seen a scenario where the top or the CEO of all land to do whatever. The court of court and be standing beside one person and say, yes. You know why? That other one that they are saying they need, somebody is their own. So I'm able to put practicality aside and so it's different system. What we are being taught in school is different from what we become. What reality real life we throw at you. And when real life throws it at you, you are clinging on to what you are taught and sorry for. Now, back to what Saleschallenge said. I'm not going to answer your question directly, but I will tell you what is going on now. 2 weeks ago, I got an intel. Somebody wants to do this on land. All this there are things after that they let off all these things. Government is selling. Government now is doing government manipulation. They are selling 1.5 billion, I think, for 10 hectares. 10 hectares is not difficult. They are selling. So once you buy, government gives you their allocation. But are you also aware there are also several estates that I can count 4 estates that are here. And guess what? They are still and they have worked for Omonile. Omonile have gone to perfect that document. I allow that. However, government is there now. Allow that also government. But government now wants to sell. Who is the real police? Somebody. Who is the real police? No, by the time I now buy from government, the real one. So, sorry, man. On the subject of all this now, where do we as architects, how do we ensure that Shola, and Mr. Farouk is buying with the interpretation of our lawyer is the one that we get.
What is the interpretation?
What interpretation is that when we bring in those lands, our lawyers look at it. So how do we move? Because the issue, the whole purpose of this, the whole essence of this training is to ensure that we are having to. You see, you told us that there's a difference, even in every profession, there's a difference between the theory and the real life scenario. The real life scenario is what we brought to our attention. Now, my question is, how best do we ensure that the land we are buying, the land Mr. Farouk and Mr. Shola is buying, we don't wake up tomorrow and somebody brings in the documents that we are unable.
I will use that to ask you a question. Before you buy land, what are you doing with them that you know that you expect from them? What do they do? What are you doing with them?
First chapter one.
Because
First thing is not real to chapter one to confirm the same result of the agreement. Then the CO document is taken to confirm if that CO of the land is there. And they also look at the PDF, check what history that we have on the land there. And we also can fact check the any pending court judgment, any dispute.
is that what you guys do?
The lawyers to confirm what the issue.
What is that inspection, title sand, land use, some land have specific uses. You confirm that of one state of it, like show what you want, and industrial, commercial, and all of that. Confirm that because use of the land. Then the title, any you can get for the land court judgment, we have the register
cases that are in court. In Lagos State, you can go and check if there is a pending judgment. You go all of you. That's all. Hello. What is that one? You can like court your feet and close your eyes. Like I was involved in a transaction like 2 years ago. It was a client of mine. They had bought the land, but they were teaching on the land. What was it? This man bought this land. The property maybe like 1 year or 1 person. Everything checked. The man was the owner, this and that. Where it was very painful that if I'm buying land for you now, I bought the land, the transaction, and we now have the friends. And we were like, you have to find that. Just in case I'm not sure that you know the paying your loan. So, for the long story short, the person that sold that land, that used that land, to collect loan from the bank. You check this in the registry, you will see that land has been registered under a mortgage. It's also there because legally, when you take a mortgage, you register it. You take a loan, mortgage. Whether mortgage or loan or anything you for example, you have to register it. That is it. The investor will register it. Yeah? If you don't register it, not register it. Okay, that means be registered normally. Hey, hello. That's registration from the bank. You know it's attractive. But one more register. Yes, nothing does not start attracting. Are you telling me that in this level, all the properties that you use, the bank register all the properties. Most of it. I'm asking you a question. Most of it. You don't register it against the government. Because if this one is not registered, it's all I yes, we executed it. But this person is still all boys and caveat center. It's still caveat center. There is nothing written on the face of this caveat center. I entered, I did review, there's nothing like that. Then you now come and tell me there is an document, then it originates wrong. Let's start like, oh yeah, let's start like. Look, I got it. See, I'm going to repeat. Hello. So I don't know. This is not our training. My dear, I am here. One out. So you actually believe the government will compensate people that do not have or no one. You say that the government will compensate people. Yes, and talking about their rights. As that government law, not overridden that. All the government is now because it's already what is said for public use. My land is for public use. But if the government comes and says it's not still recognizing communal land ownership. That was why I gave the example of giving with the land for them. That's what I said.
But government will eventually told them to individual.
Because the government is supposed to compensate you whenever they collect the land, even if all land
People are property owner. People are property owner.
you are entitled to
Compensation. Are they beginning?
yeah, you are not everything that you cannot see that you are compensation.
There is what is supposed to be, and there is
But that doesn't.
What I want to say is, in my final year, and I found out that what they don't see. Sorry.
You think there are some phrases that are here from Weimar, doesn't make sense. But there are some phrases that are here from Weimar. You know why? This country is not a country of constitutional. Don't do that. If you go there, you understand? If Nigeria has happened, you will not know what has gone on. You understand? Nigeria is not a civil rights and it's not a vote. Let's say which one? The government never compensated. It took a long time, but now they have all their time they compensated you with customary owners, not your. She is asking about customary owners. Without now, when before they compensated, it was without. It was when government came and told everybody in Abuja. Nigeria.
Okay. What is this final year? Talking about CO1. During my final year in class, so we talked about the CO1 and down. What we found out is that the law states that when you get the CO2, you are entitled for compensation. That was what the law said.
Yeah.
And I watched this interview with the founder of Landmark, where Eden was invited for. The guy said, government is not calling for compensation. And obviously, you can't get a loan from abroad to do an entity like Landmark without the CO2. He said government is not calling for CO2 and it's not even compensated. Sorry, government is not calling for any compensation now.
You guys know the Landmark is talking about? That all that.
So till now, we're not giving any compensation. There's nobody has been reached out saying that, wow, what's going on here? On the government. And the guy spent a lot of money. That's what you are looking for.
No, I wanted to say that when she started, she said she's going to be talking about yeah, but she was specific.
For right now, she's making in Nigeria, there is no people right.
No, she's using Lagos as
Nigeria. That's
right. I'm not
there's no
how many people are compensated?
I have to see now.
Like the governor's consent and like so what about compensation? Are there compensation? Just only governor's consent. So anyone that has the survey should press for. Okay, what are the titles? The titles are all right, so it means that anyone that has a gazette or an excision should process a CFO. All right. But can court judgment be categorized as title? At the end of the day, what is it?
Because once there are disagreements and then get both the court and then okay, I just have two examples. One is what happened in Adigate when they wanted to build the railway in Adigate. The first time, government compensated everybody that lost their land to the railway project. We all know that, as I said, that it belongs to government. Government, most people do not go have their CFO, but they were able to fight it, and most of them got compensated. While this one is a personal one, in our land in Ogun State, even with our CFO, up to today, we've not gotten compensation. So I believe that it works in two ways, and you know, there's a route for us to fight for the compensation as there. So that's what
after the firing and government or at least
to renew yourself before you expire. It has allowed to expire. Ideally, most people but now looking at it as far we are in Nigeria, a lot of ignorance. No, I'm working for some people, but now we have nobody believes in this country. That's why I'm not that far. In the case of Nigeria, we know that a lot of people don't know that. So they have it. So what will happen? Do you think there's any provision along it's total of fine and final? So there is no to keep enlightening people. So therefore, the question. Yeah, yeah. Okay. The issue of in places like Port Harcourt is a big issue. I don't know anything about Port Harcourt. Okay. Because most times with Port Harcourt, if you don't have a land with CO, they don't want to buy it. But in the context of getting CO, the government they give. If you follow this process, in Lagos, you follow this process. I'm saying that in Lagos, you follow this process. But government will take a long time, but you will get a long time that has
I think you realize that the land I need to understand that the other you outside it that
right, but after you didn't complete the story about the law, so you know how you did that. They said I think it's back to court. And what was painful for that man was because the man was not like they were very close. They now go together, they ran back together, and we say that there was a lot of happening. That thing has been on now. If there is a when that story that I sent to the they allow someone to do that. That matter is between 20 years ago. My brother, excuse me, looking at there, what is
now my question is, with the way this is happening in the right numbers, someone have to see of food, that is to you, but it's somewhere maybe out there. Does that same trauma happen with these things?
I'm not sure. You see, the process of documentation and the more rational
more than because of our share population and our people also know what our policy. So most of you don't really have to welcome to us. Who has my slide? Welcome again. However, there are several aspects of digital marketing. You can't talk about digital marketing without talking about the internet. And I want to ask your mind back 30 years ago. How I think the oldest person here will be everybody 30 years ago, this internet for data. There was no internet. Now, that 30 years ago, how do you compare then and now as regards internet? What has changed?
Like one.
Rate at which information passes across, and then the whole world now.
That's smaller. The whole world is smaller. That one is just sending message to the girlfriend. This one. Continue to be sending messages to your girlfriend. The word I was looking for is what he said. The world is now a smaller village. The world is now, in like a box. That is why I might want to talk to my brother or my friend in Canada today. Is just one phone call. 30, 40 years ago. If I have anything in my mind, I want to send. Before you will go and buy what we call foolscap sheet. Am I correct? Some Gen Z will not know foolscap sheet. Do you understand? You go and buy foolscap sheet. After you will buy envelope first now, Mr. Osage. You will buy envelope. Then you will now buy Bible. You will now sit down. You will drop the paper like this. You will trace all your children so that they don't stain the paper. You will now be writing. Dear Mr. You will now write everything. Then you will now open the envelope. You will cover the envelope. Then you will now take box. You will now buy stamp. You will now send it. Then you will now come back home and you do like this. So what has changed now is basically the way we communicate, the way we interact, and the way we see ourselves. So now, if the world has now become a smaller village, how are we leveraging on that world being a smaller village? As an individual, as a salesperson, as a marketing executive, as a business owner, or as a company. Again, when we talk about internet or when we talk about digital marketing, what we are all leveraging on is what? Traffic. Everybody is on the internet. Am I correct? So if I, as a business owner, have a business, where should I be? Why? Because everybody. So the question to each and every one of us here, are we on the internet? We are. If we are on the internet, what are we doing on the internet? Now, I will start breaking it down. I said we can't talk about digital marketing without talking about internet. Now, when we now say digital marketing, to your own lay understanding, what do you understand by digital marketing? Anybody, just tell me anything that comes to your mind. When we say digital marketing, Ben, what do we mean? You've been asking Esther out since I got to this place. Are you not a married man? Ben, answer me. What is digital marketing? Two different means. Yes, I can take that. Or you can also say true digital means. Yeah, something? Okay. Okay. Any other person? You want to say something? Fine, I can get all that you have said. I will just pick few things. When we say digital marketing, when we say online platforms, we are all still saying we want to sell via the internet. But the key word here is there are several digital platforms that we can sell our products. One of those platforms is when we want to explore email marketing. Now, digital marketing is quite broad. There are several aspects of digital marketing. There is what we call web designing, there is email marketing, there's content marketing, there is online copywriting, there is visual storytelling, there is social media marketing, there is online reputation management, there is a mobile and SMS marketing, there's analytics and reporting. Again, there is what we call traditional marketing. I've been in conferences where people will tell me, oh, Mr. Dinka, digital marketing has come to chase traditional marketing away. I beg to disagree. For you to have a holistic digital marketing strategy, you must incorporate traditional marketing. Right? Now, I will still use Mr. Onipade as an example because he is enjoying that traditional age. And now, right? That age was when, before if they want to hear anything on the news, they go and buy paper, Punch, Vanguard, and they don't even have the money to buy it. They will go to that man that is selling. They will gist small. They will gist small. Then they will read. Then they will go back home. But now, the so-called Punch is online. The so-called TV we were watching then, channels and co, they are online. But the truth is this. In as much as the world is moving away from that traditional style to digital style, there are still a small fraction of the public that are stuck to that traditional style. Right? So the question is, as a business owner, you are not supposed to leave them behind. That is why I say you cannot have a complete or holistic digital marketing strategy without incorporating traditional marketing. Right? Now, when we say traditional marketing, we are talking about print media. We are talking about billboards, right? Now, the people that are now exploring this digital marketing, are they not still using billboard? What are they using billboard to do? Advertisement. Now, what's the goal of advertisement? When you are doing advert, what's the goal? Awareness. Any other person? So you agree that the goal of advertisement is not to make sales? What's the difference between advertisement, sales, and marketing?
People become aware of it. And sales can be.
So because I'm aware now, we'll just go and buy.
One needs to give. You cannot go and buy what you're not aware. Advertisement is the way to let people know about marketing. Then comes when there's a situation, then you're telling them what your product is about, and so you find out.
What's your name? Ebube Dike or Ebube Chuku? Ebube Chuku. You are the class captain for today. I can't have said it less. You put your clap very well, girl. See the way you clap. All of you are not clapping. You need to explain what he explained. That's the word. In marketing and communications, the goal of advertisement is not for sales. That's not the goal. If you decide to use that and say after that there will be sales without marketing, you are just wasting your money. However, one works with another. Mostly buy products that they know. And that knowing will come from awareness. Again, you would have heard this phrase before. People buy with their emotion, then later justify it with logic. Am I correct? Again, you would have also heard that it's not the best product that sells. Eh? Extra promise, what did you say? Eh? It is the... So when a company comes and says, oh, we want to go and do billboard or want to advertise, the thing I tell most brands is, first identify what your aims and objectives are. Identify what your goals are. I've had companies that I consult for that will tell me, well, Mr. Denka, that campaign, it failed though. And I'll be like, okay, oh yeah, come, let's run it through. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? As a company, especially a company that deals with products, not land now that we sell. If you are bringing in a new product, the first thing you are supposed to do is let people be aware about that product. Just like what Ebube said, the main aim for advertisement is for people to be aware about the product. Marketing is now when you are telling the person that if you buy this, this is what you will get. As against that, then sales is at the end of it. Sales is what brings what we call conversion. Some of you accountants will call it revenue. We marketers call it, oh, my advert is now converting. The converting to us is sales. So remember, I had mentioned several modules, several aspects of digital marketing. Now we want to look at email marketing. And from the word that you are hearing or you are saying, when we say email marketing, what does it say to you? Friday. Email marketing, if you Google it.
So, like the word marketing, email marketing is selling here on time, make your awareness.
Any other person? Yeah? Oh, yeah, tell me.
I wanted to give you an example. When
okay.
So after I kind of deploy getting videos from Walmart, Metabo, also area of marketing. I've not registered on that, but I'm getting the advert with the card about the Nigeria.
So you have a practical experience. Farouk, what is email marketing?
Advertising on product and services via email channels.
Now, when you now say via email channels, I want us to also again break it down. What's your email address? At gmail.com. So you want to advertise through that. Is that what you're saying? True.
We send it to their email platform.
To our email addresses.
Yes.
So you send it from.
I'll send it from.
You send it from Farouk at Gmail. What do you mean by customized URL? You see, if I use Backup to sound you. Go. From which email address?
You can sell their customized email address, corporate email address, or send their personal
Sorry, now, jokes apart, from what you see, for everyone here, I want you to have a curious mind. She, registered or she was online with some platform and started getting emails. The thing that you have all said that is correct is sending marketing materials via emails. Now, you all have your individual emails and you are getting marketing materials. The caveat to that is that those emails are not coming from our normal, regular email addresses. There's what we call ESP, email service provider. Those emails are not from adenka@yahoo.com, sivinakitaya@gmail.com. And again, the word that he used, that is the correct word, is what we call email newsletters. Some say campaign. But now I'll give you the definition. Whoever is handling this my slide should work in my mind. I'll give you my definition of email marketing. And I said email marketing is a permission-based marketing structured to deliver marketing messages to targeted subscribers. Can we say that together? Now I want us to take just 2 keywords. Those 2 keywords, we will use it till we finish this class. Number 1, permission-based. Number 2, targeted subscribers. Now, what is permission-based? I'm sure that some of us will receive emails from people that we don't know. Right? We receive emails from people that we didn't give our email addresses to. Have we permitted them to send? So, at what point can we now say this is permission-based? Anybody? With your consent? Permission-based. Any other person? So now, I am a real estate developer as well. I can come here and go and meet Friday and say, Friday, can you give me the list of your clients, their emails? I grab it to my company. I start sending them email addresses. Those people that have collected their emails from Friday, did they willingly give me their email addresses? That is why it is important that as a company or as a professional or whatever, when you have decided to use these digital schools, I like when people are professional and when they are ethical. And that's part of what we'll be discussing about. One of the ethics of this email marketing is never buy lists, never share lists. Are we together? So now, aside from the permission base, you guys have said several things that can make somebody willingly give his or her. It could be that the person is signing up to actually receive things from you, emails from you. It could be that you are doing a workshop somewhere and the person is dropping his or her email. It could be a subscription on the website, several means. Another thing is targeted subscribers. What does that mean? When you hear targeted subscribers, who can tell me? Okay, any other person? That's the greatest scammer.
You click on their list. And sometimes they will ask, would you like to receive more information from this?
Something like that, yes. However, in this regard, let me tell you what I mean by targeted subscribers. You know, I have said Esther Pro Max and Surveyor Pro Max. Esther, you should come and sit down here. See, you know, earlier on I had said we are all leveraging on the internet because of the traffic, right? Because a lot of people are on the internet. And I said most businesses are now tilting towards digital marketing. Again, because I've said the public or the whole world is online, does not mean the whole world is interested in your business. So the targeted audience here, the targeted subscribers here, are people that are interested in what you do. That is why, as a marketer, you realize that you send like 200 email newsletter, and from that 250 will just unsubscribe. Why? They are not interested in what you do. So the first thing you need to do as a marketer is identify your audience. Where are they? Who are they? Are we together? DJ, next slide. So again, why should any marketer opt for email marketing? Like I said, it's another channel for content. It enhances brand visibility. It stimulates sales. It invites lapsed customers and prospects, market research, and growing mailing lists. I will dwell more on invite lapsed customers, abandon carts. All of you, somebody has talked about one Jumia. Which one did you say you went to buy something? No, she didn't say Temu. She did the one. Temu client. Temu client. King of Temu. I didn't done that thing for you. What I ordered versus what I got. At all. What you ordered was what you got. You too. They don't like me. They block you. Maybe it's a shareholder there. Maybe it's a shareholder. But now, again, do you sometimes realize that, Charlie, it happens a lot on Jumia? You see that girlfriend that you are chatting with, you will introduce that girlfriend to me here before I do. Yes, you. Now, it happens a lot on Jumia. When you go on Jumia and you are searching something, and you see what you like, and you add it to cart, then you leave it there. Then after like 2 days, you get an email reminding you that you have abandoned. Does it happen to you, or you guys don't go online at all? They are telling you that via email, not via SMS. Right? That is why I say a lot of people use it because it invites last customers and prospects. If you have things in your abandoned, then again, it's another aspect, like modules of digital marketing, SMS marketing. You guys do bulk SMS. Stephen Akepaya was king of bulk SMS one time. I hope you are all aware. I can say he was a pioneer of bulk SMS in Nigeria. In fact, that's your G text. That text is text message. Go ask. If you don't say yes, me, I know. It was doing at some point, doing really, really big. Again, as it relates to marketing, SMS is character limitation. The first page will only give you 160 characters. Remember those times that we were using 3310? Mr. Onifade, you know now, 3310, all those times, is not what you were using before. And then you found, you understand? So, exactly. So when you want to send SMS, you know the way you type B is twice, 1, 2. Wait, excuse me. You are shaking your head, right? Did you use 3310? So how did you not know that? Which one? Again, Nokia. So now, this email marketing is another channel for content. Again, we will not ask ourselves, if I have said, why should we send email? We've given reasons as to why we should send email. Now, when do we send these emails? When do we send the email? There are rules that guide this thing, right? Now, the frequency choice depends on what is being said. Even if I have given you the permission to send me emails, give me one good reason why you want to be sending email every day. Why? It's not professional. So like I said, depending on what you are sending, if it's a newsletter, the ethics says it should be it could be monthly, it could be quarterly. If it's offer, if there are offers that you are doing, again, it could be monthly, it could be bi-weekly, and it could be spontaneous, depending on what you are sending. However, you need to identify what you are sending, who you are sending to, and when you should send. In as much as I've said, it could be monthly, it could be bi-weekly, it could be quarterly. Now, what day of the week is best to send it? What time of the day is best to send it? All these things matter. Next slide. The reason it matters is because the success of every email marketing is the open rate. What do you understand by that? The success of any email marketing is the open rate. What do you understand by that phrase? So if you send email marketing to 200 people and 30 people opens it, what do you think has happened? Again, there are several reasons that would make somebody not open your email, even if they have given you the permission to do so. So standard, when to send, depends on the type of target and type of mailing list, the day of the week, the time of the day. However, even though there are standards, as a brand or as a marketer, you need to test several ones that works for you. So meaning that you send today at maybe 10 a.m. or 12 noon, you should go back to your reporting and check how many people opened it. And what better in the future? So now, basically, between Tuesday to Thursday is best for sending email newsletter. Tuesdays to Thursdays, it's not as if Friday is not good, but typically the open rate reduces by like 8 to 12%. Apart from this, I don't feel it is right as a business to be telling me about your own business on the Monday morning or on a Monday when I should be planning about my own business. In this part of the world, everybody just feels Monday, they want to plan their activity, they want to plan their activity for the week, they want to add Monday to themselves. That's why people will call you and you will say, is that why you're calling me on a Monday morning? But the truth is, morning is morning. There will also be Tuesday morning. But there is this general opinion that Mondays don't disturb me. Again, you test different days and times against your goals. Whatever you are trying to achieve, test different days. When you are not sending business to business, we have said between Tuesdays to Thursdays, the time of the day, either between 10 a.m. to 12 noon or between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Then if you are sending from business to consumer, test different days, different timings, and select the ones that works best for you. Are we together? Next slide. Any questions so far before we go on? Any question at all? Now, just like the guy there said, he said email newsletter. What it means is that you want to send a marketing material to your targeted audience via their email. And again, I had said that the success of any email marketing is the open rates, right? You can send me email and from the subject line, I won't open it at all. You can send me email and I open it and you put several CTAs inside and I will not click any one of them. So the purpose of this training is for you to know, for you to avoid the common mistakes that people make. Again, when you are writing for email marketing or email newsletter, the subject line must be enticing. However, you avoid clickbait. You know what clickbait means? Any other person? Any other person? Any other person? Yes.
After what to use, and content might not be very good, it's just to make people jump on it.
That's the word. That's the word. When you are betting someone, clickbait is actually between me and you. When you have deceived someone, you are betting that person to open the email. Remember, the first one I said it should be enticing, but avoid clickbait. Clickbait in this regard typically means that what you are telling them to see does not have anything to do with the content of. We see it a lot online. Because of you men, they put a lady with big chests. You don't say we, you say we or Saturday. He doesn't laughing because he doesn't. Where is it? Then he knows what I'm talking about. At times, there are several people, apart from even the cleavage opening or anything, even for betting, I see it all the time. Said, you used to bet, right?
There are some adverts that you put for it. You can say girls around are looking for you.
You will now pick it. So Marina, you screen it. Own it. You got a big own it. Then you will now get there. It is those are what, yeah, those are what we call clickbait. However, right, when you are writing this, however, when you are writing this email, there are enticing words that you can use that will entice them to open. And when they open, it is the same thing that you are saying. That you are saying. Are we together? So again,
what about headers?
Provocating in what?
This is your last chance to succeed.
So people used to send it to me for TV. The truth is, this is your last chance to succeed. It's provocating. But the truth is, if you open the body of the mail, what you are writing, what you are inviting me to, if I come, if I will truly succeed, I will not be angry. But if it has nothing to do with that thing, I will unsubscribe. Do you understand? The whole essence is, as a content person, you know, I said part of, the modules of data marketing, we also have content marketing. You must write what is enticing, what will make them want to open. That is where your creativity comes in as a marketer. However, it is the clickbait that is unethical. Then again, the subject length. Why this is key is because, in as much as we'll be talking about internet, statistics have proven it that between 60 to 80% of the people that go online, they do so via their mobile devices. Do we agree? So it means that as a marketer, if you are sending anything out to either your audience or whatever, have it at the back of your mind that this thing you are sending out, 60 to 80% of the people you are sending it to will view it from their phone. So when you are doing that, know that your subject length matters because of the truncate view. Do you know what that means? If you go to your phone, so many times, even when we watch things on Facebook, you will see the first 2 or 3 lines. Then you now see click more. Do you see it? See more. Majority of us don't click that click more. So that's why I tell marketers that when you are writing content, anything you want to write at all, make sure that first 3 lines makes sense. It is when it makes sense that we click on see more. If it doesn't make sense, what do? We move. We swipe to the next. So again, the email first line, most times on the phone or even on your laptop, after seeing the sender, you see the subject and you see some tiny text underneath, which is the email first line. All those things must be at the back of your mind when you are sending the email newsletters, because these are the things that will prompt the viewer to either view or scroll. Are we together? Then again, the content, link, maybe a picture too. But please, I see it all the time. All those lawyers in the house, let them come and argue with you. In this part of the world, majority of Nigerians, we don't read you. You are saying yes. Let them answer now. Esther Thomas. Do you read? Esther Ultra. Do you read? So basically, we just want to glance through. So whatever you are sending, either as a content person or you are sending email newsletter or whatever, go straight to the point. Don't write a piece too, because they are not going to read. Are we together? Next line. These are just, uses of email marketing globally. Please go to the next line. Now, that next line is also why email marketing. You see this DJ, I will change him. We've all heard this word before, spam. Yeah, Osagi is reading. Osagi is reading with his head. You can't talk about emails without talking about spam. When things, you just realize that things go to your spam. So what is a spam? You're already seeing the screen. Oh yeah, read it. What is a spam? You're already seeing it now. Oh, yeah.
There are like emails in it.
But there are some that you subscribe for and they will be in your email. Eh? Yes. Where is it something? So now when we say spam, the word spam means unsolicited bulk email. And when we say unsolicited, it means that the recipient has not granted verifiable permission for the message to be sent. Unsolicited email can be normal email, right? Again, when we now say bulk, bulk means that the message is sent as part of a larger collection of messages, all having substantively identical content. Now, a message is spam if it is both unsolicited and bulk. Now, there are several things that triggers this spam. There are several things that you would include in your message that will make that message find it or herself in the spam email. That's what we call spam filters. Now, the following email characteristics can trigger spam. One of those is image and text imbalance. Another one is the use of all capital letters, irregular font sizes. When you have several attachments, several links in an email, those are the things that can trigger spam filters. Are we together? Okay, text and image imbalance. Now, do you have anyone here that does Facebook advertisement? No one. Okay, but you do. Okay, you know you can do an advert with just a banner, like an image. The banner that we all do. You can also do an advert Friday. You also come and sit down here. You can also do an advert that is just purely text. You can also do an advert that is just purely video. Right? Now, Osado, you see that the banner is seen as a picture. But most times, those are our banners. There are text inside of that banner. Buy the real estate, so in so place, call this number. Now, in the Facebook rules and regulations, terms and conditions, the moment the text on that banner is more than 20% of that banner, that advert will not be approved. So when there are text and image imbalance, it triggers spam filter. If what you want to advertise is banner, image, just use image alone. If it's text, use text alone. When there is imbalance, it triggers spam filters. We all know when you are writing across the internet and you are writing everything in capital letter, you know what it means. Do we know that? Esther, you don't know that one? Do you know that one? Yes. The laws of online copywriting, when you are writing across the internet. Yes. When you are writing everything in capital letter, I could decide to just write my heading in capital letter. That's still acceptable. But by the time you write everything in capital letter, it means you are shouting on the person you are sending the email to. That's what it means. You can't be illegal. This one is marketing and communication. Is it illegal? Did they teach you in law? Is it illegal? The truth is, even in English language, why must you write everything in capital letter?
When they send the ransom notes.
Ransom notes. Are they not shouting already? Yes, oh God, take yourself. Pay this money. You understand? So basically in communications, when everything is written in capital letter, it means you are shouting. So when you write these, those are the things that triggers spam. Are we together? Then phrases like click here, promo, free, obscene terms. As time goes on, you'll be blacklisted. And you realize that when you send emails, the person will just see the email in their spam. Friday, you did not send your account number to me since that time. It was today, when I came here now, that I challenged you. Am I lying? I didn't say, are you sending it? Am I lying?
I'm sending both of them. I know you are not lying.
It's the cause of the problem. I know, I've seen it, and I've also told him. Thank you, sir. Are you the one that is there? I know. I know.
also have number spam. Sometimes before sometimes before on the just
Somebody has registered that number as spam. We do it all the time on Truecaller. I do it all the time.
Spam or scam?
I do spam. I do scam. At times I save with idiots.
So when somebody else calls you,
Yes. 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 Any other question?
And your email content, there are some spam people there. So that's the new account. That email as spam. How do you bypass that?
Why must you use those words? The whole essence of this is to write normally that it doesn't trigger. That you can use several other words than using what to trigger spam. That's the whole essence. But I know some of you still want to use that promo word. Instead of promo, you can just use discounted. Yeah. I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you. Do you understand? DJ, roll it. These are the email marketing rules. Is that your girlfriend? Because she came from that side now. Instead of her to come and bring that chair here or there, she decided to sit close. Oh yeah, move close. Oh. God bless you, Shola. God bless you. Oh yeah, you too. Relax, relax. Now, there are rules when it comes to email marketing. But all this thing I'm telling you, these rules, you people will not hear, but I will say my own. Also, it shows that you in particular will not hear. Never buy lists, never share lists, never assume. That assume is the example that I made, that because I'm also a real estate company, this is a real estate company, I will just assume that anybody that is your client can also be my client. But the truth is, those people have not given me the permission to send them emails. I can't just come here and say, Friday, share your list with me. It's unethical. Even though some do it, even though some buy lists, and even though they also get their fingers burnt, the rule says that never buy lists, never share lists, never assume, then ask a process for unsubscribers. You can't hold me to ransom because I have given you my email address. So for every email that you receive, when you go down the last, you will see you don't want to receive more emails from us, unsubscribe. Are we together? Next slide. I will tell you why. Please remind me, I will tell you why. Now, I said something earlier when I said this email marketing does not mean you should be sending from adenka@yahoo.com or farouk@gmail.com. There are what we call email service providers. Just like I said, Stephen Akitaya was doing bulk SMS that time. There are several platforms that thing is being used. You can do SMS. We have SMS 24, we have smart SMS, we have several. Now, when we talk about email marketing or email newsletter or email campaign, there's what we call email service provider. It's a hosted cloud-based email marketing system. All that they do. It's a marketing system that supports bulk email messages. You can send to 10,000, 20,000 at once. You can design your email, include pictures, and you can send at once. Now, there are several ones. We call them. You would have heard something like MailChimp, Get Response, Alba, Constant Contact, iContact, MailerLite, Brevo, Constant Contact, and the likes. Has any one of you done email marketing before? Nobody. Is this something you would like to do? Yes. So who? The lawyer is even saying yes. Don't go and do court matter. To sell, right? Now, yeah, part of the attributes of this email service provider. Remember the other time we were saying when you want to write letter, you buy foolscap sheet, you buy a whole lot of things. Here, no hardware required, no mail server required, no server upgrade, low cost entry, high level of functionality and reporting. The main thing I want you guys to see here is high levels of functionality and reporting. Next slide. Why that is key to me is because remember the last time we were talking about when you send that letter to Osage's relation, the one in the village. They will now come back, Osage will now be like this. He doesn't know if they have delivered it. He doesn't know if they have read it. He doesn't know if they have also responded. This is where reporting takes place. So on ESPs, either you are using Brevo, Constant Contact, MailChimp, or whatever, when you send email newsletters to either 200, 1,000, or whatever, you come back to your dashboard. We call them the reporting dashboard. You will see how many was sent successfully. You will see how many people have opened it. If there are CTAs, in marketing, when we say CTA, we mean call to action. Call to action is what you want the viewer to do. So when you are sending email newsletter, tell them what to do. You want to know more about this product, click this link. You want to speak to us, call this number. Those are call to actions. So how many people clicked on those call to actions, you will also know. Are we together? So from these little things that we've said about email marketing, who is interested in? So for those that are interested, do you have a laptop here and now? Do you want to open an account on any of these platforms? Can we quickly do it? Well, you can do it via phone, but you won't have all the features. So if you want to do it via laptop, there are several ESPs that I've used before. I've used Constant Contact. I've used MailChimp, but presently I'm using Brevo. Brevo is B-R-E-V-O. But if it's MailChimp you want to do, you can also go to MailChimp. MailChimp is mail, M-A-I-L. Then Chimp is C-H-I, MailChimp. So just Google it and sign up. Let's do some practical sessions. Either MailChimp or Brevo. Brevo is B-R-E-V-O. Next slide. Now, back to what we were talking about as regards never buy list, never share list. From the earlier session, we've talked about several ways that we can grow our own mailing list, several ways that the people can willingly give us their email addresses. Now, when we have that, how do we manage this mailing list? We call them mailing lists, right? Bigger list, greater success. It means that if I have 1,000 email addresses and I want to market to them, and Osage has 100 email addresses and he wants to market to them, which one has greater potential? My own. Do we all agree? Who said that? That's it. Focus on quality and not quantity. If that's my own 1,000, when not the things that I grew organically that are interested in my business, my own would not be as successful as Osage that has just 100 or 200. So in as much as the bigger the list, the greater the success. Focus on quality and not quantity. Again, pay attention to subscriber sources, then segmentation, business system and form capture. Segmentation is key. And let's use GTEx as an example. For the people that are here, who is in GTEx land? GTEx owns. Who is in GTEx owns? Okay, so who is? What about G&A? Civinactaya Foundation. Okay. So now, when we talk about GTEx holdings, how many subsidiaries do we have? Six. But every of these companies is under Gitex Holdings. Now, this is where segmentation comes in. You can't have all your mailing lists as one. Because if I am here for Gitex Land, don't send me anything about mentorship. I didn't tell you that I want to do mentorship. Right? This is where segmentation comes in. There should be a mailing list for people in Gitex Land, people in Tivinakaya Foundation, people in G&A, Gitex Home, several. However, because it's also a company, and because you have access to this list, there are professional ways of marketing those people. So it means by the time you want to be sending them email, somebody that is here for Gitex Land, and you want to advertise GDES for that person, you can't just be sending email as if the person knows what GDES is. The person is to do what? Introduce what GDES means to that person and ask the person for permission that we have your details. Do you want us to send you emails as regards this? Are we together? Next slide. For those that are trying to open MailChimp, are we opening it? How many people? Eh? Try and log in. Next slide. Are they what? I can tell you that they are free. But again, not 100% free. If you open it, it's free. You can send 500 email newsletters every month without paying a kobo. But by the time you want more features, you want to upgrade. So can we say free? Eh? Can we say they are free? I will need to open to help people that are trying to log in. How many people are trying to open this thing? Are you using Brevo or MailChimp? Eh? Yes, yes, I want to put on. So just try and then open an account, register an account. Is anyone doing it with their phones? Okay. If you don't have an account before, you have to sign in. You have to sign up. You have to take the free version. So again, there's what we now call data collection. In this regards, data connections means their email addresses that you're trying to collect. You can't send email newsletter to somebody that does not have email, right? So data collection here, the data here is their email addresses. Are we together? Now, there are several ways. There are two ways you can collect data, either online or offline. So I said data collection is the process of collecting your data. In this case, it refers to your email subscribers. The data should capture as much information as possible their name, their email, their address, their gender, because these are the things you will use for segmentation later. So there are two forms of data collection. It could be online, it could be offline. Online in the sense that if you have your website, you could just include what they call this thing, a subscription link that to know more about our product, click on this. And once they click on it, you have all the data that you had asked. It could be their name, their email, their gender, their phone number. These are the data that you will have to work with. Again, it could be offline. You guys do events several times. You might be doing an event and people will come and you just give them a paper and a barrel that we have upcoming events or we have more events. Do you want us to get across to you? So they will willingly give you their details, right? So there are two key modes of data collection, either online or offline. Online data collection may be carried out through a web sign-up form, contact form, competitions, customer purchase, customer care, or touch points. And when we say offline, it could be through workshop, it could be through events, it could be through service centers, or what have you, right? Next slide. These are just online. Go to the next line. Now, these are the good attributes of collecting your data online. If I go to www.vitexhomes.com and I see a form on the place to fill, the truth is, if it's easy to find, if it's easy to see, and mostly it should not be intrusive. So many times you go to a site, you guys will have seen it several times that you will not be able to close a particular page to see what the site is actually offering. That's when we say it's intrusive. You should give the person the opportunity to either click or close. Are we together? Next slide. Has anyone been able to open MailChimp? Who has opened it? You have opened it. So you're on the platform now. Very good. You're on Bravo. You are there now. Okay. So can you add some contact? Go to contact. Leave it. So why don't you have a web?
And report, sorry, by the time you report, not block, by the time you report, and several other people report, they will ban that account. Do you understand? So if you are going to a place, let's assume Tayo is doing a conference. Am I okay like this? I will still stand. Let's assume Tayo is doing a conference. And people, keep trooping in. At the end of the day, we meet Mr. A. Oh, my name is, what's your name? Ife. My name is Ife, and I work with the text. We do this, we do this. Can we exchange contact? He gives you your number. You say, what's your name, sir? So. Then you also give the person your number. Your name is Ife. The person saves it. Saves your number. Another person saves your number. By the time you send messages to them, the first message should be, oh, my name is Ife. We met at the event held by Stephen Akita and today. I will share numbers. I would love to send you frequent messages on so. Would you want that? What I've realized is that once people just have contact, you bombard people. It's unethical. Introduce yourself. The truth is, even if you don't meet those people, and by one minute or the other, you are gotten the list from your friend or whatever, you do that first introduction. It's important. Out of 500, you can be lucky and you get 10 or 15 people. It's better to speak on to that 10 or 15 people who have now given you the permission to continue to save than send to everybody that will ban your account. I've answered your question. Will you do that again? We will do it again. I won't do that again. It's my personal words that I don't want them to block it here. So that's why they block it, not because they don't have the number. I report a lot. And I even write the reason why I'm reporting offensive message. I do it a lot. Some people want to just have access to your phone number like this. They will start with, Jesus is knocking on your door. Open the door and receive the blessing. Send this message to 10 people so that I don't believe in soft rubbish. Right? So I don't only blog, I help WhatsApp to report it. For those doing Brevo and MailChimp, where are we? Are we at that contact? So let's try to send a campaign. Click on campaign and click on create new campaign. Either on MailChimp or on Brevo. Faruk, are you doing what we are doing? Faruk, you are lying, right?
Yes,
you are lying.
Yes.
Friday. Let me give him enough on the
How hard, man?
Just small. Yeah, so just click on create campaign, create new campaign. Either Brevo or MailChimp. So I'm going to take questions. Now, see. And you now click on email. Hold on. You click on email. After email, regular. You now name your campaign. You don't have to look and say, you don't have to say that. I will say somebody specific. The video collection. Who are the now, go to create campaign. You have created, you have sent, you have graduation, you have even graduation. You have managed to, I think graduation. You know that people can English. You have done the prayer state. Put for this your reference. We are giving you your
Hey guys, so how you doing today? Welcome to another episode of High Ticket Sales 21-Day Challenge, and here we're looking at reverse selling to HNIs. And data has proven that HNIs, and generally nobody wants to be sold to, right? People don't want you to sell to them. People actually hate the idea that somebody is coming to them and is selling to them. And so the beauty about reverse, the reverse sales, and this concept is very powerful, is that it doesn't look like you're selling to them in a reverse selling method. In fact, they are the ones coming to the realization that they need your product or services. They are the ones acknowledging the pain point, how long they've been suffering. And they are the ones admitting the fact that they need a change and they're willing to change, and the time is now. And so this then empowers them, because it's not like somebody is coming to me, is putting pressure. I'm the one realizing I should have put pressure on myself a long time ago. I'm the one realizing I should have done this a long time ago. I'm the one realizing I should have worked on this a very, very long time ago. And it's proven to be a very effective model. It's proven to be a model that works. And once you understand how it works, it's just powerful, because you're having people discover themselves. And so let me start today's class by breaking the steps down. Reverse selling model. First step is, you, instead of come buy this, come buy that, this is what we sell, turn it to a Q&A. So I'll give an example. One of my biggest pitch, I've always shared that with you guys, and I encourage you to come up with your own version. I do real estate, so when I meet people, elevator speech is simple. Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I'm known as Africa's most influential investment coach. I help wealthy people make more money through real estate investment. Will you be interested? It's as simple as that. And right there, it's either a yes or a no, right? And if the answer is yes, then we're going to a lot more questions. Some of the first set of questions is not even about me anymore, right? It's now about the customer. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your name, what you do? The person goes, oh, I'm this, I'm that. You say, wow, interesting. So your business model is this, is that? Say yes. Oh, right now, what's your biggest pain point as a company? Oh, income, assets. Oh, we have a lot of liquid. We don't know what to do with it. We're thinking of assets. So, wow. So how long? Now, remember, he's the one that said they have a lot of liquid. They're looking at diversification. He said it, not me. Now, I've got what I need, because it means he has the resources. He's thinking of other opportunities. Now I need to go in, but not go in and, oh, here's my product, come and buy. And sometimes we're so much in a hurry, and that mess up our ability to sell to HMIs. So the next conversation should go in this manner to say, okay, good. How long have you had this diversification issue where you had a lot of liquid, but you're struggling to diversify, and where do you diversify to and all that? And people say, well, it's been I'll just give an example. 5 years. Whoa, 5 years, that's a long time. So let's assume you were to have been making let's say ROI, return on investment, of about 20% every year from, let's say, real estate investment. How much ROI do you think you'll have made by now? You see, the person then calculates, oh, we have maybe a reserve of $5 million, 5 million, 20% of 5 million, before you know that, wow, I never thought of it, Dr. Stephen. I'm realizing that we will have made an addition an additional $2 million in the last 5 years, just doing nothing, just by investing our money into real estate and getting a 20% return on capital appreciation every year, or rental income every year. Whoa! So I say, okay, now you're the ones that answer the question. So 20% over $2 million. Can I ask you a question, if you don't mind, I'm sorry I myself this question over and over again. How much will you be willing to pay out of this $2 million to solve this problem? Right? Now, that's if I'm a consultant. Okay? Obviously, the person will say, I don't even mind $200,000 now. I just got a $200,000 client, right? But if I'm not a consultant, I'm the real guy you invest this $5 million with. My next question will go straight up and say, so, now that you've realized you're losing over $2 million, how long, do you want to wait before you fix these problems? Wait? I'm ready to fix it today. Now, let's assume I can show you some real estate assets. I mean, it's your choice whether they are the ones or right ones for you or not. Is it something you're willing to, if you find the right one out of the ones I'm showing you, is it something you are willing to invest in the next 1 week or 1 month or 1 year from now? Or in the next 1 week? Because it doesn't make sense. I've been losing $2 million all this while. I'm ready right away. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see, the next conversation is just to now fix another meeting, which is purely a product training, a product knowledge, just walking them through the various products that you have and the various processes and various advantages. And at that point, you have a motivated buyer, self-motivated buyer, a buyer desperate to buy, a buyer that is ready to do the business with you, rather than, oh, please come do business, oh, please consider us, oh, can't you think it twice, oh, why not, hey, you just want to be that person who right away is making the pitch, making the investment, and going right into all of what he or she needs to make. And I think strongly that that's something all of you here must work on. It's not an easy thing to do, I must confess, but if you rehearse this over and over and over and over again, is a way better way of selling. And HNIs prefer this model than any other model, right? Any other model wouldn't really work for them. A lot of HNIs would rather have you do a reverse selling method where they are discovering that they need you. And I think this kind of selling strategy is more dignifying. I'm not very agree with me. It's way more dignifying. There's just a lot of dignity to it, and that's also one of the reasons why I like it. For me, those who know me, anything that has dignity on it, I'm ready to do. Right? I'm not interested in any form of money that doesn't have dignity, and there's dignity in labor. And you want to do business with customer in such a way that it's mutual, is respectful, and it's just that sometimes, like we all know, it's difficult to connect with HNIs. And I think once you are not too forceful, once you're coming from that question, Q&A, solve their problem, you're very, very close that you can imagine to really getting to do business. Once again, I want to thank you all for watching this. Remember, share your testimony. How has this helped you? How is this changing your mindset? How is this really, really helpful in reviewing how you do your business and how you see business and how you're going to change your product and services? Please, I really need your feedback. If this has had value, share your testimony. Tag me across social media. I'm going to share it as well. Really excited about this. Again, I'm Stephen Akintayo. God bless you. Keep winning and keep closing those deals. Bye.